Welcome to Money Monday. We're back again with us, Micah and Rochelle.
Aloha, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to another video. Let's do this.
So, what is our topic today? Or do you want to go into the formalities first or just go straight into the topic?
Formalities.
So, in the area of formalities, we're going to ask you to please like and subscribe, comment on our content, which I don't know what it's about today yet. So, Rochelle's going to cue us in. Rochelle, what are we talking about today?
I thought you were going to say, hey, y'all really should like, share, and subscribe to this content so that you can tune in with us every Monday. Turn those notifications on. Make sure they say all, because YouTube is a hater.
No, that's not what I was going to say. But, okay. You got all that? Do all that. What are we talking about today, Rochelle?
Today we are talking about what it's really like when one of us is self-employed and the other works a 9-to-5.
Ooh. All right. So, take us in. Usually it's question and answer. Is it question and answer today?
We're just going to take it in about 4 or 5 different categories and really break down how we make this scenario work for us. If you don't know, Micah is our W-2 employee. He brings home the bacon. He collects a paycheck. We benefit from his health insurance benefits and all that good stuff. And then I am the person who is the entrepreneur. I'm self-employed. I have been for many years. Funny story, I used to work a regular day job, 9-to-5, in addition to being a side hustler. I've just always been somebody who wanted to make money and have several different income sources. I don't know. I feel like that's not it doesn't sound as good as, it's not as good as it really sounds. I think it shows that I have trust issues. Because why can't I just work one job and do one job really well?
And the trust issues are real. Yeah. Between that and then we got multiple bank accounts because if somebody hacks into one and we want to have a backup, it's trust issues.
Did I just have a therapy session and have a moment?
If you're a therapist, please help us in the comments.
So yeah, I, even when I was a nurse, even when I was going to nursing school, I always had me a little full-time job, well, part-time job back then. Worked at 9-to-5, and then when I quit my last nursing job, I said, you know what? I'm going to take a break and I am really going to try to figure this thing out and make one of these side hustles my main hustle. And over time, I was able to do it. So we're going to talk about it all. First off, let's talk about what it looked like in the beginning. So for me personally, you guys have heard Micah tell his story. You've pretty much always been a 9-to-5 employee.
Yeah, 6 to 3:30 or it's earlier hours. I wish I could get some bikers hours, but they get me up the crack of dawn. Right now I'm up at 4. They start at 6 to 2:30 right now. But yeah, I'm tired. It's almost bedtime. It's 7:40 and I'm tired.
And it's crazy because I always told Micah he worked healthcare hours. We're used to 6 to 2 shift, 7 to 3 shift. And Micah has always worked in electrical. So it's just so crazy that he has very early hours, construction site hours, they work early. So yeah, we always relied on his consistent income. And me on the other side back then, I used to sell Avon. I was your Avon lady. But I was psycho with it, okay? Donna Bethke, if you out there, I hope you and your family are doing well. She is, if you don't know, let me let you know who she is. She is one of the top Avon ladies to this day, okay? I still see her promoting Avon products. She was able to put her daughter through college. That's the level of Avon she does. And I was her number 2, okay? She taught me everything. Are you really going to try to eat while we doing this? And literally, she taught me everything about Avon, the ins and outs, how to take your business serious. I'm talking we were leaving books and brochures at every door. We were working neighborhoods, okay?
And when she says we, When she says we, Eva wasn't around back then. Just so you know.
Micah would help me. Yep. After working his long hours. And I made pretty good money in the beginning. I think over time it became unrealistic because there were certain things that you had to sell to make good money. But yeah, that was one of my first little side hustles. The second side hustle that I can remember clearly that was like a big deal was my travel agent side hustle. I used to book travel for people for free 99 for years. And finally, my travel agent that we used to use to book our cruises, she was like, girl, go take the travel agent course. And I did it. And I went, and learned all the ins and outs of becoming a travel agent. I thought that was what I was going to do for the rest of my life. I was like head over heels to this day. I'm a travel junkie. So over time, I want to say really right before COVID, like once we moved to Hawaii, I thought I was going to be, doing even more travel agent bookings and stuff like that. Because I'm like, hello, who doesn't want to come to Hawaii? But the longer I stayed here, it just wasn't something that it just wasn't picking up traction. And I think the one thing that I have always been comfortable doing is the next thing. So I was just like, you know what? I'm not becoming a nurse here because the pay is god awful. If you are a travel nurse, you make good money. If you are a resident nurse, I haven't found the pay to be to my liking. So I was like, okay, what else am I going to do? I'm going to, really focus on my YouTube and grow my YouTube. And that is when I really, really took off. My YouTube channel, like I grew to 1,000 subscribers, then 5,000, then 10K. I remember I had a 10K subscriber party and it was just like perfect timing because the world shut down in COVID and I was able to just do my thing. But I think the one thing I always appreciated from Micah is, I had his income to fall back on. And we were keeping our expenses low enough so we could technically afford to live off of his income because my income was always inconsistent. There was never a time where I could be like, I got it. I got us this month. But, we always run our budgets even to this day where the W-2, that paycheck income is going to cover the big stuff. Like it's going to cover the car payment, the rent, the car insurance, things like that. But over time, things like car insurance, once we figured out how to save for that and pay for it once every 6 months, just open it, just do whatever you got to do.
Sorry, I've been trying to get into these.
This is our job. Like we treat this. See what I mean? He don't take my side hustles. I take this serious, y'all.
I don't get a lunch break.
No.
So let's go back because you skipped Amway.
Wait, I have so many more. I did Amway. I did Wine Club. I have done everything. Okay, until I found
anything but clocking.
Anything but clocking to a job. But I will say that I did not get to the point where I, stopped being an employee. Like that just happened. When we moved to Hawaii, that's when I stopped having a day job. I worked for a healthcare company part-time the entire time. I had to quit that job. In fact, it was crazy. One of my last days of work at that job before we moved to Hawaii, they were training the new supervisor for Hawaii and they were trying to get me to work here. And I was like, pay was junk. No, thank you. So yeah, I would say that we definitely had some inconsistent income. And then I started growing my YouTube channel to the point where I could have products for you guys and that you guys were really supportive, in that regard. I was killing it in COVID. I really was. I was killing it. It's like he's seeing this stuff for the first time.
I'm sure everybody knows it's empty right now, but she fills them up with stuff.
Say it again.
It's empty right now, but she fills them up with stuff.
Okay.
That's really nice.
Thank you, Boo. I try to get quality items for the low. So
keep talking.
Micah definitely carried the load. So shout out to him. So let's talk about the pros of being self-employed, and I'm sure I'm going to basically say the pros for me, and then I'm going to let Micah say the cons because I feel like you know the cons. The cons would stick with you more than
I'm not
me.
a negative person.
No, you're not, but you are a realist.
Does this come with a pen?
No, it does not come with a pen. Okay.
Nice leather.
Thank you. I source good products. I don't believe in junk. Okay, so pros of being self-employed, because it's already been 10 minutes, y'all. Sorry. We are trying to stay on topic. This is why we record in the mornings usually. When it's the end of the day and we're trying to do this thing, we got to lock in. The pros to being self-employed is there's no ceiling. You have the ability to make as much income as you want. That really did not happen for me, if I'm being honest, until I started treating it like it was a full-time job. And when I say it, I mean being a YouTuber. I literally used to post like my life relied on it. And I started bringing in thousands of dollars a month just in YouTube income. And it got to a point where I was bringing in thousands of dollars a month in income with my products. And it was because I was working all the time, working the business. And it's really good when it's good. So that's one pro. Secondly was just the creative control over what I wanted to do with my time to monetize it. And also, when I wanted to be off. It is so easy for me to just be like, today's an off day. I'm taking off of work. That's just what it is. And, being able to work while traveling, so Micah would be like, what? We on vacation? What you doing? You set up the camera? Yes, I am working. We are going to continue to grow this YouTube check while we are on vacation, because everything is content. And actually I film more. I tend to batch record when I take time off. So that's how I stay up on my content. There's so many benefits. There's plenty of tax write-offs. If you start to make good income, YouTube sends you tax forms at the end of the year, a tax form at the end of the year. So you know exactly how much money you made off of YouTube, and you can, use that at tax time. It can come in really handy, y'all. So don't knock it. I encourage more people to start YouTube channels. Start the TikTok. Do all the things. AI and social media seems like this is the new norm. And if at all possible, find the thing that you can do that doesn't feel hard. Find your passion project, because that's what it started out as. It started as a way just to hold myself accountable and talk to people about my cash stuff in envelopes, because I didn't have anybody else to talk to about it. And it grew into this thing where it's my job. So now let's talk about the cons of being self-employed.
Well, as you know, I am not self-employed, but I guess I'm here to be the negative Nelly. So you talked about working the business. I was taking notes a little bit down here.
Okay.
So working the business, but not letting it work you.
Ooh.
Yeah. So she said she was busy, like on vacation. She was like, "Hey, I'm recording. I'm even busier on vacation." And then when I'm at home, that ain't cute. That ain't cute. I'm trying to go to the beach. I'm trying to go on some jet skis. She's working from home and working all that. She's got like her free time where she cannot work when she can. But me working a 9 to 5, this is all I got. So when we're on vacation, she's like, I got to batch record, and she's going to spend like 6-7 hours recording. That's my vacation day shot. So where I want to spend time together. So I'm being a supportive husband, watching, hey, you need me to help you set up your camera, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. But I really want to enjoy the vacation. So there's a plus and minus with that, trying to find a good balance. I feel like I say balance every single video. Balance. But, yeah.
Your Baltimore twang coming out a little bit. I've never heard it before till you, yeah. Because I say balance.
Yeah. Balance.
Yeah.
Is that good or bad?
It's good.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so I think the part of our schedules didn't line up where we were both off together at the same time, so Rochelle would be like, yeah, go out, have a good time. I'm going to be back in here, back recording. It's like, I went on vacation with you. So that part was kind of challenging, but that's her passion too. She really seemed to enjoy like what she was doing at the time. So if that's how she wanted to spend her vacation, then spend your vacation that way, I guess. I don't know. Other negatives, the growth starts off slow. Not to say that everybody's going to start off slow, but for us, I feel like it took a while.
It took years.
Years to grow. So I was holding us down. And then there was a lot of investing in the company,
Oh, say it.
Yeah. Not out of our bill money, but like out of our
Freed up money.
So all this stock.
Well, not all that stock. Maybe initially, but no.
What?
Products. No, that's all me.
Oh, from your income?
Yes.
So that's the other thing. It's like, this came from my income, but it's our income. Because all my income that I make from working isn't my income. It's our income.
That's true.
So this came from our income. So we brought all this stock.
Well, let's be clear so they know what we're talking about. So I don't know how other people do it when they buy a lot of products. If you don't know, there are huge minimums to buying product. So you have to put some skin in the game to buy product. You can't just buy one or two things. You might could do that on like Amazon or something like that. But if you are really taking your business and trying to scale it, you have to buy hundreds or thousands. That's just their MOQ. They call it.
We did thousands.
Minimum order quantities. That's what it is. And so yeah, I waited until I had enough revenue saved up from selling products, and I went hard and took time to make large orders. And so that's what you see behind me. So that's why I'm not ever like killing myself or trying to throw it away or, give it away at a deeply discounted rate, because it's paid in full already. I work the business to make sure that I keep the business debt free. So even though we aren't debt free, the business is. So.
Yeah. So, like I said, these are good quality. I will say that. She put in her work over months going back and forth with these people. They were sending out samples. She was kicking them back like, this ain't it. This gold got some heft to it. I would wear this on my neck. But I don't know if you can hear that. Let me put it on the table. Nah, it don't come across. But
when I do the editing, that's gonna come across.
Yeah, this has got some heft to it. It's not like a plastic type thing. So I mean, the quality is there, but she did her thing, and like it was a lot of work. I sat and I had to be there, So, and she was stressed out over these because she wanted them to be perfect, because her name is literally on them. So, yeah, the stress with single business ownership or entrepreneurship is a thing. But I'm not that much of a negative person, so I can't really talk too much negatively about it. But if you're not careful, it can strain your relationship. But yeah. But
So here are the notes that I have for cons. No PTO, no sick time, no employer benefits. You have to track and pay your own taxes. Unstable income. You work way more hours than people think. You are always on. Decision fatigue, burnout, and mental exhaustion. Y'all, I worked myself so bad. I can remember 2 occasions where I literally left YouTube for like at least 1 year. It's happened twice so far. I've been on YouTube for 10 years, y'all. 10 years. And so, that hurt me so bad, algorithm-wise, but you get to a point where you have to find the balance. And I think that I'm slowly but surely in year 10 or 11 finally figuring out my balance and what works. And what works is bringing people on to help. And it's crazy to think that at the end, because I don't make a ton of money from YouTube, from my business, from all of that. But for what I can afford, I had to sit and carve out some money so that I could pay somebody to help. So I have a social media person helping me, and I have an admin/VP of the company. She do everything, okay? Customer service, inventory, restock, And if I didn't have those two people helping, I'd be doing all of that. And so, like I used to, like I did for the first, you know what I mean? So.
And when she said I.
That meant Micah too, y'all.
I put together some of y'all, what are them things called? The budget envelopes.
Your cash, you did the cash envelope orders.
Mm-hmm.
He would help. Eva helps. That's the other thing. And that kind of was a pro because it was nice because it was like, oh, we get to work together and have fun. But it was a con because I did not want to have to ask my family to help me fulfill orders. That was so stressful. In fact,
6 orders came in. Everybody, strap in. I'm walking in the door from work. I'm outside the door hearing orders come in, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be home late.
So I now have a better system where, I give myself more time to fulfill orders. I used to have a 24-hour turnaround time. You place your order, you'll get a shipping alert in 24 hours. Why? Who made that rule? Why do I feel like I gotta ship this person's order in 24 hours? I'm so grateful for the order. I'm like, I just want them to be happy. And it's gotta come all the way from Hawaii. I want to make sure it's done right. But it's like now I give myself 3 days to fulfill the order. That's a mental, I take mental note, like, okay. And then if it's a weekend order, 5 days. So it's just like the person isn't rushing me. Why am I rushing me? Anyway, we could do this all day. So yes, I am the marketing, admin, customer service, accountant, manager. I'm all of it. And that's why I had to bring on some help, and quality help, not help. It has to be people who truly care about your business as much as you do. And I feel like I've been very fortunate to find 2 people who work part-time, but they come through. Okay. And even as much as Micah complains, if I need something, I know Micah got my back. I know he will sit down and do these stickers and help me restock and unpack. Like, he dropped some liquid over here the other day, and I flipped out because my planners, I got a shipment of planners that I usually have on the floor because I need to unpack them and put them up. But it was these, and he helped me lift the box up real quick. Like, he don't play about my products. I was like, boom, my planners. So yeah. Now, lessons we've learned. I really wanted to say a couple things about the lessons that we've learned, because I'm gonna let Micah start it off, but I'm hoping that this video gives you an inside view and like an inside perspective on what it's like to have your own business and decide if this is the thing you want to try and do. There's a lot of people who start YouTubing, who start having their own budget shops but it takes some stamina, y'all. It takes some mental work to show up for yourself every day. And so I think that is the thing that I have been humbled by, is to put some respect on it. I wasn't showing up the way I was showing up in years 1 through 5. After COVID kind of slowed down and everything happened, I do remember when I kind of just got used to getting the paychecks and getting the orders, and I wasn't really coming with the quality content anymore. It was becoming mundane. It was becoming robotic. I wasn't coming through on camera as my genuine self. And so in 2025, I'm only showing up on camera if I'm able to truly be present. So that's my lesson. You about to say something crazy here.
No, just thinking about the journey, because I've been there from the beginning. And her original YouTube was even budgeting.
Right.
It was travel. So there's like a whole travel channel out there.
It's all on here.
Oh, it's all on the same channel?
Mm-hmm. I have one travel channel that I started putting content on, but that's too much. That's a whole nother thing. Like, why was I trying to... I already have a channel for my Loctician business, and I'm determined to do that because I have to take pictures and video anyway because people want to see their hair all the time. So I'm just trying to, do what makes sense. 2 channels is my max. The rest of them channels, y'all can go ahead and unsubscribe from them. I'm not coming back.
Ouch. I actually started a channel one time. Rochelle was like, you need to start a channel, blah, 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 blah. It was called Scratch Time. It's still out there in the universe, but there's like 3 videos on it. And one of them was a mustard and ketchup chicken that was disgusting. And I think I ended up going back and telling people not to eat it. But the other 2 things were pretty good, though. But, YouTubing ain't easy. It's I tried to learn how to do the editing and all that stuff, and I did okay, but
It's time consuming.
it's time consuming. Yeah, it's not just recording a video and throwing it up there. But then, like, from the travel, what do you think was next? I usually make those hand videos. I call them hand videos. No offense to anybody, but some videos where
Cash stuffing.
the cash stuff, but all you see is hands and
You are so rude.
and it's like people putting money in the envelopes and dirty money. She bought irons to iron the money so it looked good, and then brought fake money because so I forgot the reason.
Those are placeholders.
Placeholders.
So when you put the money in the bank, you can still know how much.
Yeah, how much belongs in each category. Yeah, which, you know, it was the hand videos. That was fun for a while, and then it kind of changed into the I guess more so what it is now. We did Money Mondays for a while. The live Money Mondays for the OGs for Rochelle channel. Know the live Money Mondays. Those were fun. And we even did a couple of mukbangs.
That's all you wanted to get to.
No. This is coming real time.
Lessons you've learned.
Lessons we've learned. That's what I'm supposed to be talking about.
Yes.
Oh,
Do you think you've learned anything? YouTube is hard. That was one.
yeah. YouTube is hard. Lessons. I'm not in the business, so from a supportive mate standpoint, it just support the journey. You know, it's not, you're not always going to hit a home run. You know, sometimes you got to get some RBIs in. So I don't know, just support the journey.
Of all the references you could have made.
Sometimes you're going to strike out.
So the lessons that I've listed are to be flexible with how your business grows, because it may not go as planned. And one thing that I kind of pivoted and did that kind of fell in my lap is people wanted help budgeting. And so that is something that kind of is just like, okay, am I going to focus on helping people budget, or am I going to focus on selling these products? Because doing both was impossible. And so I kind of chose people over stuff, because, you know, every time I learn something, I want to share it with the community, and I want to show people how they can be, you know, be good with money too. And so that was a thing. And then I started getting clients for small businesses to help with virtual work, you know, and because people wanted their businesses to run more successfully. And so that's something that I still do to this day. So, yeah, be flexible. Budget for delayed or contracted payments. I do not count any money until it hits my bank account. If you've ever watched any of my budgeting content, the only time I might include money is if I know that it's like a net 30 or net 60 payout. So it's like, okay, I can count on this money in the next 30 to 60 days. Other than that, I wait for that money to hit. Even if it's a brand video that we had in a contractual agreement, it don't matter. Always be learning. I don't know a better way to say that. I have to use the ebonics. Like, always be learning. Don't rely on just one skill. Don't limit yourself. There's no ceiling on when you work for yourself. Be prepared to go viral. Now, this was a hard lesson I had to learn. In the middle of COVID, I ran out of product, and I was not able to source it from anywhere else. And I just had to close down my shop. Well, close off a lot of those products. Products like the ones Micah's been showing y'all, I just didn't have access to. It was, everybody was opening up shops, and everybody was ordering product. And actually it was these I could not get anywhere. And people were like, please, I will pay you extra. I want to start my, you know, cash envelopes and cash stuff. It was so bananas. And I always felt bad, like, dang, that could have been my moment, you know, where my channel took off and all the next thing. But then I'm like, now we're in this season with these tariffs, and it's just not profitable for me to order more of these types of products right now. I just don't see me ordering on this larger scale. Again, I don't know. We'll see what the future holds. But right now, the quotes that I'm getting back, I'm like, y'all have lost your minds. But be prepared to go viral. Be prepared to go viral. Like, make sure that you have product on hand at all times. Try to stay up on that. And that's something that, again, having someone helping you, they can help you manage that. This is the most in stock I've ever been with everything. And it's because I have help. respect your 9-to-5 partner's perspective. I'm always checking in with Micah, like I remember when I realized I needed to do something else, like 2-3 years ago. That was back in like 2021, 2022. I was like, this ain't cutting it. I'm gonna have to look for a way to make some money. I need another side hustle. Because I was homeschooling my baby. I wasn't leaving her. Like, what you think this is? In Hawaii? Like, it's only 3 of us here? We're going to figure this out. And I still don't know. I remember I saw my friend's hair. She had sister locks. I didn't even know what they were called back then.
Oh, well.
Say.
Okay.
And she, like, I think we went home to visit, and I was just like, I love your hair. I love your hair. I love your hair. And she was like, girl, these are sister locks. She's so fly. And I just did all this research, and I said, first off, I want them. So, I was able to find somebody to do my hair. And then the next thing was, dag, how do I find somebody here to do my hair all the way in Hawaii? Like, and it was slim pickings, but I did find somebody, and she started doing my hair, and she was like, well, we moving. We moving away. I don't know what you're going to do. You better go take that class. And I'm like, take what class doing what? Because this girl right here does not do hair. So, like, to this day, my mother still laughs. Like, I still can't believe you do hair, girl. It's just so great. Because I ain't never touched a comb in my life. I went from my mother doing my hair to going to the salon. To getting braids. But yeah, I went and took the Sister Locks course in home office in San Diego, California back in 2022. And when I tell you, I was on the plane coming back from that course and I got my first booking, and I've been booked solid with a waiting list ever since. Like, it's just crazy. So you just be flexible, be willing to try new things. Yeah. So I think that, final thoughts, it's not for the faint of heart. It's for who it's for. And if you were to ask me in 2025, should you do it? Should you become an entrepreneur? I would say yes, but with a caveat, still work your day job. And so, I work my Sister Locks business as if it's my day job. And then this is still my side hustle because I can't depend on it. I can't, not yet. We're getting back to that point where I have consistent income. I can depend on the other income sources, like, my virtual admin work that I do, because those are contracts, agreements where I get paid a certain amount every month. So I'm good on that. But like growing this to, the caliber that it once was, only time will tell if it will become that, that big again. That's totally up to the algorithm. So.
Yeah, and I guess from the supportive mate side, if you do have a mate or a significant other, just tell them be patient with you while you're doing your thing, because there will be struggles. There will be times where you're like, where your mate's going to look at you like you're crazy. There's going to be times where your mate's going to be like, okay, I got you. Sometimes your mate's going to want nothing to do with it. It doesn't mean that they don't support you. It doesn't mean, any of that. But sometimes they just, they didn't choose that life, But, I think, was I ever, unsupportive or?
Never.
Never?
Never.
You got a good one?
I got a good one. I got a great one.
But sometimes I felt like it, but I might not have just said it.
And I think what's funny is, and I think I've said this to you before, and you were looking at me like I was crazy, but I always wanted him to see me being busy, working the business. Like, I would feel so bad, like, dang, he leaving out and going to work every day, and I'm over here just chilling. So I would be like, all right, babe. And I'd be, I texted him good morning messages at 7 a.m. like, I'm up, I'm recording. I don't want you to think I'm laying in bed doing nothing. Like, I wanted him to see the work, and I would send him links to my YouTube videos. Like, here's videos dropping, And that's the other thing. Oh, that is like my number one thing. I almost forgot to say it. Do not depend on your family and friends to support your business. Like, that is not their job. Their job is to support you in real life. Like, I know this looks like this is all just work. Like, if I need a babysitter, I need my friends to pick up for that, or something like that. it's cute and all, like when you have support from your friends and family, it's cool, but it does reach this awkward stage sometimes where it's like, dang, oh, you really think you're doing something? Oh, you really? And it's just like, not everybody, but certain people, it becomes awkward because, especially with the niche that I'm in, I'm talking about something that's very personal to people, period. So I'm talking about money and my finances, and they looking like, oh, for real? That's how much you made? It's like, so, they might, be down for you for days 1 through 100, which is great because you need that support in the beginning to keep you going. That, if anything, it's just like, keep doing your thing, girl. I have friends to this day. It's so funny. My friend Stace, she's like, oh yeah, I saw your video. And I'm just like, what? Mortified. What are you talking about? Like, my friend, I do her sister likes, so she was like, she hit me up a few months ago. She was like, yeah, I saw your video. I'm like, stop watching it. Turn it off. What are you, like, I'm almost embarrassed. And I'm starting to, sometimes people will come up to me like, yeah, I watch your content. And I'm just like, ugh, ugh.
But watch the content.
Thank you. So, it's humbling because it's like, oh yes, it is reaching. It is out there, so it's for who it's for. And that's who I care about. I love that it's for who it's for. So I don't ever want to be like, but in the beginning, my friends know. I was sending them links like, y'all better watch this. Y'all better press play and go to sleep.
She used to tell her to press play, put it on repeat.
Play the playlist.
Play the playlist. Because she was trying to get a certain amount of hours to get monetized. Mm-hmm. And so every device in the house was playing Rochelle's videos. All her friends' devices were playing. So they were good for that. Never asked them to buy anything or anything like that. But just like, hey, if you're not using your device, play my videos on repeat
in the background while you sitting at work. But I just think that's not sustainable, and it can low-key strain a friendship over time. Like, I was fortunate my friends did not mind doing those things, but I got the best advice from a friend, G-Unit, and she was like, yeah, don't make that your main focus. You need to find the strangers. You need to find the supporters who are searching for the thing that you're doing. And that's what makes the money. That's what makes the long term. That's what turns it from a passion project to a serious project. She was like, that's great and all that you have your friends and family's support, but there's going to come a time where they get busy. And that's exactly what happened. Like, the world shut down and people had time to support me. Again, timing is everything. But when the world opened back up, it's like, I started.
Hey, they going driving back to work.
Shout out to Coco. She always comments on my videos. I see you, girl. Thank you. My homie from Baltimore, but it's just like, I can't expect that from all my friends. That's crazy, So, anyway, it's been 37 minutes. Jesus.
Anything else?
Talk about it in the comments. Let me know if you thought this video was helpful in helping you decide if you should start your business back up.
How many of you are entrepreneurs?
Yeah. I love, and drop your YouTube channel in the comments because YouTube is a hater. I swear. I'm trying to find the YouTube content that I want to consume, and I'm looking at my subscriptions, and I'm not subscribed to a lot of people that I thought I was subscribed to. So I'm sorry about that if that happened, and I want to resubscribe. So let me know your YouTube channel in the comments. I should have led with that.
Or any of your other businesses. If you got something that we need, why not buy it from you? So,
love it.
By the way, if you do need a bag, no, let me stop peddling stuff. But yeah, they are nice, I will say, from a guy who don't wear purses or anything. I saw the process. I pick them up. I touch them. They're nice.
Thank you, Bull.
3 colors. 4 colors? 3 colors.
3.
White, red, and black.
Thank y'all for tuning into today's video. And just a cool FYI, if you make it to the end of this video, drop podcast in the word podcast in the comments, and that is to let everybody know that you can now find these episodes on your favorite podcasting site. So we live, baby. We back on Apple Podcasts and everywhere else.
Okay. All right. Well, I did not know that. I should have cleared my throat.
So thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see y'all in the next video. Peace, love, and budgets.
Aloha.